Hi, I'm Nancy Jackson and welcome to my studio. My students are often asking me why I don't post more tips and tricks online. So today I thought I would share with you some of my tips and tricks regarding my soldering station. I hope there's at least one tip that you can take and make your life better while metalsmithing. Thank you. This is my soldering station. Recently, when starting classes, I wanted a method to move my soldering station around so it would not be in the way of other students who were doing something other than soldering. Also, it has presented a great way to do demonstrations. I can be soldering or fusing on this side, and students can be sitting on the other side or standing. Gives them a good view, and many students can join in around the soldering station. It's easy to move right back to my bench anytime I need it, or to move out. This is simply a Harbor Freight cart. It was very inexpensive. I think it was $39, but don't quote me on that. They do have two metal carts. One has two shelves. This one came with a third shelf. The reason that I did not get the two shelf is these wheels are much sturdier, larger, easy to roll around. I simply left the third shelf out to accommodate my soldering tank, or my gas tanks. Down here on this side, I have my oxygen and propane for my little Smith torch. Over there, I have my acetylene for my acetylene air torch. In the center, I have shelves. I had these little shelves. They're really cheap and inexpensive. Put soldering tips, soldering blocks, and a variety of other things that, you may or may not use very often. You keep them out of the way, but they're handy in case you do want to use them. These are little ceramic discs with the perforations to put the little prongs in. That's really cool. I have strikers, a variety of things. Have a extinguisher back there, and then I have all my fluxes together right there. They're handy, they're easy to get to, and they're very organized. On this side, I have a little command hook that I can coil up my little Smith hose. Stays out of reach, but it's easy to uncoil when I need it. I'll show you in here. This is a little clear box. I have a lot of these. They come with lids. That's my Flux. And hopefully, if I'm being really good, I'll remember to put the lid on at night. This is one thing that I've really been thrilled with once I thought of this idea. These little cups are at your grocery store. They're along the paper plate and plastic cutlery aisle. They're just little inexpensive cups. They do come with lids that you can use if you need a little small container, something in the lids, cutting wire for granulation or something of that nature. I have taken 3 of these here, and I've written M for medium, H for hard, and E for easy. Often when doing projects, and I do work on several projects at a time, I would cut some hard solder, some easy solder, and then I'd go on to the next project and I'd need a piece of hard solder, and I could not remember which was which. This is really handy. I put my hard solder in, easy solder in medium. It keeps them apart, and these are brand new. I just marked these up for the video, but they get really cruddy with flux getting in there, and if you've got flux on your tweezers and you reach in to get one. So they're easy to dispose of. You just toss them, you get 3 more, you write E, H, and M, and off you go. So that is really something too. They do stack up, so if you want to put them out of the way, you can just stack them right here. This I bought. I love it because my station is mobile. A stationary vent hood would not have worked. I found this online. You can get these at many of the suppliers, Rio, Auto Fry, various places. It does plug in, but I have it plugged into a very sturdy extension cord, and it travels anywhere in the studio that I roll the cart. And it's just so handy to flip that on. I've got ventilation, and we go from there. One thing when I bought the cart that I wasn't sure about was it does have quite a deep lip here. I didn't know if that would be something that would detract from my soldering, or if it would enhance it. I thought, as cheap as the cart is, I'm going to give it a try, see what happens. What I found is that I love it. I can steady my arms on it while pick soldering. If I have something very meticulous and I want to get that little piece of solder right at the right place and not topple everything, it's very, very handy to have to steady my arms. Now, it probably wouldn't work as well if I didn't have my soldering space elevated. I've always used an annealing pan. I use mostly argentium silver, and so I like to have something to spin. I put my charcoal blocks, anything else on here, and the entire thing spins. So the annealing pan has been great for that. But it is elevated, so it does allow me to rest my arms on the lip of this and have it at the perfect height. Now, if you don't use an annealing pan or something like that, you could simply buy some fire bricks or something of that nature, elevate your workspace a little bit, and it would be the same situation. I use hard charcoal blocks. You do not need to bind them. This one came in the mail broken half. It was perfect otherwise. So I decided just to take some brass wire and bind it, and it's worked great. But normally you never ever have to bind the hard charcoal blocks. I have a secondary block here. It's a little older. A lot of times I'll scoot something over to cool with argentium. You don't quench it immediately. So sometimes I'll set it over here, and if I've got other things going, then I'll do it, then I'll quench. I've got the little titanium soldering strips here too. They just lay in there. I use the flat ones. You can stack them up. This is not something new. People have used these for a while. You can make them into clips, or you can stack things up really as high as you want. Hold things together. I have some third hands back here. They fit really well. If I need to have something held, you can even put it up here. So I have two third hands right back there. These are really cool. These were little round pails, tin pails, that I found at Hobby Lobby for like $1.79 or something. I didn't want the bulk of them being round, so I simply just squished them, took my rawhide mallet and just gently tap, 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 and formed them until they were oval. Then I took E6000 glue, glued two very sturdy magnets on the back, and they'll clip anywhere on this cart that I need them. You will see back there that I do have a magnetic strip. I do not need that. I had another thought in mind when I put it there. It didn't turn out the way I'd hoped. This turned out much, much better. And so, but I didn't take the magnetic strip off. But you do not need it, because obviously it will go wherever you clip it. So I have one here, and I have two sitting there in between the handle. I have one for brushes, one for picks, and one for tweezers. This is a cute little thing. It's pretty nasty, but I found this in a kitchen aisle. It's silicone for handling hot things. This is small enough I can keep it here. If I've got a hot third hand or anything else that's hot, I simply use this to pinch it, remove my work, or handle whatever is hot, and it's just been very, very handy to have around. This is new for me. It's a electronic sparker. I love it. Prior to that, I used cigarette lighters or strikers or things of that nature. Of course, I have my quench bowl with my tweezers that I use continually. They're handy right there for anything I do, and I use them constantly. Here I have my little Smith torch in stand. Now it will fit down here, but you can see it's just barely fits. So I've got just a little box here that I sit it on, and I have that. Now probably one of my most favorite things on this cart is this little holder that I clamp my silversmith torch in. This is a command hook item. It's for brooms, anything of that nature that you would want to clip on the wall. I stumbled across it while I was looking for something to hold my Smith torch that would be anchored and secure on the cart as I was moving it. And it works perfect. It's a little silicone strip. You push it in to hold it. It holds it very well. And you just pull it out and it's ready to pop back in. I am thinking of getting one for the little Smith torch since this is a little precarious and, you know, moves around and what have you. So I'm thinking about putting another one right here because it does work very, very well, even with the little Smith. So now it remains to be seen how long that will wear. A broom at my house doesn't get removed all that often, but that Smith torch will get removed hundreds of times. So we'll see. We'll see how well it wears. But as inexpensive as they are and the way you can just attach them with the command strips, you know, if it lasts a year, hey, I can replace it. This cart is so easy to move around with the big wheels. Everything is here that I need. I do have a GRS double third hand. I think it will fit here with the hands folded down. I'm going to try it, so it'll also be here. Other than that, everything is here. Don't know if there is anything here that will make your life easier. I know there's a lot of things here that have made my life easier. And if you can take away just one simple thing, then I'm very happy. Again, I love it for students. They can be around. I can be doing it, soldering, teaching, and I can simply move it back to my bench anytime I want. So thank you very much. I hope this helps, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.